Go ahead, Coop. You seen the cue, right?
It's the best way to start.
Perfect.
I'm back, YouTube. How you guys doing? It's been a long time, but welcome to Coop's Corner Live, something that I have never done before. And it's not, if it wasn't for these guys that you see in front of me, we wouldn't be doing this. And so I want to thank you guys for joining into this live podcast episode on YouTube. If you guys are here for the very first time, thank you very much for even just being here. Hopefully you guys subscribe, and for future shows, it's going to be a great show tonight, because tonight, my two guests tonight are Richie and Rocky from the Super Ugly Show. Thank you so much, boys, for being here tonight. And how are you guys doing?
Good. What up, Coop? Thanks for having me.
What's up, Coop?
Hey, thank you so much, guys. And
can I just say something real quick? Whenever I get introed, like on another show, it's always like this awkward moment of like, I don't feel like I should be getting introed for anything. You know what I mean? Because I'm so not used to it. And then, you know, you get introed and you're like, hi. Like, it's very awkward for me. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Richie. How are you?
Yeah. It's like an AA meeting. I'm Rocky.
Yeah.
You know.
I get drunk. I do pills. Yeah. And I shit my pants sometimes. And
Hey, no, you're just like me. We're just relaxing tonight, and you guys had me on the other night, and I've been following you guys for a while. And I think we started connecting on Periscope. That's how we kind of like started connecting, right?
I seen Coop on Periscope just hitting that fucking bong, and I'm like, what the fuck is this maniac doing? Like, what kind of fucking, what am I watching right now? And you're just sitting there fucking having a blast, laughing at just random shit that you're just saying. And I'm like, this guy is fucking definitely amusing himself and getting a kick out of himself. And I'm amused watching him amuse himself. So pretty fun.
Now, Coop, obviously you smoke weed. PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm right now an Xbox guy, but I want to go to PlayStation.
All right.
Want to, because my friend's been showing me PS4, and I'm liking it way more than Xbox right now.
Hold on, one thing. You guys in the chat, can you hear us, and is everything fine? If you can, start saying something, because I can't. And Rocky, listen, my kids, they broke my PlayStation really bad, so I have an Xbox One that I haven't touched in a year, and dude, I downloaded. Girls, I'm busy right now. I downloaded Fortnite for Xbox One, and when I'm telling you that this freaking game, bro, have you played it, Rocky, yet or no?
I tried it one time, and I landed in a place. The storm almost got me. I found a house. I had weapons. Yeah. I go in the house. I go to a door, and someone like planted a mine or a trip or something. I just blew up, and I got killed. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
So I shut it off after that. I was like, fuck this game.
The game is awesome. Yo, you're allowed up to four partners. Like you can go in with a team of 4. And when I seen the replay of me getting fucked up, there was team of 3 that were just running through people. And when I'm telling you that this game is so fucking fun, all you need is like 5 rounds of it just to get the grasp of it. Because once you die, out of the 100 people, once you die, like you're dead. You don't come back. And you got to be the last people or group standing, I'm guessing. Because I
have to sit there and wait for the game to the end?
No, you can go return right to the lobby and start a new game.
Yeah, but does that still accrue your whatever points that I'm sure you need?
Come again?
So, like, you know, when you like quit a online game, like you lose whatever points you gained during that game because you quit.
No. It's an option just to go back to the lobby once you die.
All right. Like Friday the 13th. Do you know how you can't quit? Like you just have to sit there and deal with it?
No, you don't have to deal with it in this game. It's very, very responsive. It's very today's. It's up to date, bro. The thing's a monster, and it's going to be the hottest game of this whole year. Watch.
It already is.
No, I'm saying like it's going to be where everybody's playing the thing. The game.
Last night, Drake, some other rapper, and some gamer ninja something were playing Fortnite, and it was like the biggest Twitch stream almost ever. I think there was only like one other Twitch stream ever bigger than it, and I think it was had something to do with like soccer or something.
So I put Coop on today, and he's downloading it right now as we speak. Correct?
It's just downloaded before we went live. It just downloaded, so I can't. I got some gameplay of it, and it's kind of basic, where you just like a character, you go around with guns, you kill people, right? So it looks fun.
Stay alive.
It's a battle royale.
Alive.
Okay, yeah, it looks fun. I can't wait to play it. So,
did you ever see the movie Battle Royale? It's
No.
exactly like that, where there's hot zones and
No,
you know,
he'll know the Steve Austin one maybe. What was that called again?
The Condemned.
The Condemned.
The Condemned. That's it. Yes, I've seen that. So it's basically that, right? Where
Same
you just
concept. Yes.
Yeah.
die. Okay.
You've never seen Battle Royale, dude. Check it out. It's a Japanese movie. It's fantastic. Really good.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Once again, I gotta have my little notebook next to me so I take notes, but things that you suggest to me. This is kind of like an educational show for me.
Yeah, I talked to Coop today, Rocky, and I'm like, I had him listening to, because I talked to him a few times throughout the day, and I had him listening to The Day the Laughter Died with Dice. He never heard of it before.
Dude, there's two of them. There's one and two. There's two separate albums.
Yeah,
I was listening to earlier, man. He's hardcore with his sex stuff.
it's so good. It's
Did
so.
you told him the whole concept of the album, though?
Go ahead, tell him.
He's straight ahead how he just loves a bush, man, right?
No, but did Richie fill you in on what the concept of that album is? Like,
no.
Do you know who Andrew Dice Clay is formally to that or no?
No, not really outside of what he does.
He's the one that made the nursery
Dice
rhymes.
Clay. Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay in the '80s. He was he was a rock star. He was like Kevin Hart today, but somehow bigger, but didn't sell as big. But like, still, it was a bigger like holy shit thing.
Yeah.
And he was the first guy to sell out Madison Square Garden as a comic. He sold it out numerous nights, and he showed up into a club, and he had like an issue where women's rights started really coming down on him, and you know, he kind of became like an enemy, sort of. And he showed up in Dangerfields in New York City on like a Tuesday night. It wasn't his crowd. It was like a, you know, all touristy type of crowd, and no one knew he was going to be there. So the people that went and saw Dice, especially at this time, were hardcore Dice fans. Like, otherwise you were like, fuck this guy. So he shows up, and that whole CD you listened to, none of it was written down. He just went out there, grabbed the mic, and did an hour-and-a-half set off the top of the head. That's why there's moments where you're just like, what the fuck is he doing? And now that if you go back and listen to it from that perspective, and the crowd is like, that's why no one's laughing unless there's like an uncomfortable laughter. You hear him
actually go, I have no idea what I'm going to say next.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. And then he just starts going into shit.
5 minutes. He spends 5 minutes, and Rich, you know Dice. You know he's right at the edge of the stage in someone's face. And he spends 5 minutes just going, hour, back. Get it? And he does that for like 5 minutes on this CD. But when you know the context of it now, Coop, and you go back and listen, I'm telling you, it's a totally different experience, because you look at it and go, first of all, he's a fucking psycho. Second of all, this crowd must have been like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into?
Yeah.
And then he's just riffing, and he's an aggressive guy, and he had his back to the corner at this time, especially.
You know what's weird about that, Rocky? Because before The Day the Laughter Died, he was the hottest comic ever in the world, okay? And
pretty much.
And he comes out with these nursery rhymes that everybody knows. Little Miss Muffets, I don't know, whatever, all that shit, you know, and Rover took over. Oh, and
I love The Day the Laughter Died when they
the
suggest the nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not fucking doing them.
Yeah.
He's like, get the fuck out of here.
So imagine you being a comic and everybody loving you. Not one cringe at all from you for like the 3 or 4 years that you were out. And then you put out The Day the Laughter Died, what he did, and he made it a total fucking cringe fest. The whole show, you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is he doing? And it's funny, but it's so awkward.
Every comic says it's the greatest comedy album ever made, because they're all like, what he did was fucking insane. Like, and he was on for, it's a 2-disc fucking album. It's a 2-disc comedy album. And it's not 2 discs from 2 different sets. It's one fucking set on 2 discs.
Wow.
It's fucking nuts. And you look at him now, and they canceled his show, which I'm just fucking. Actually, he walked away from it. We found out, right?
Yeah. So if you guys are listening right now, that's Andrew Dice Clay, "The Day the Laughter Died." It's on YouTube. Actually, you can listen to the whole full album, and you guys educate yourself on that. But if you want to do some background, do a little bit of earlier Dice stuff first.
Dice
to get
rules.
To know Dice rules. Do Dice rules and get yourself known with Andrew Dice Clay. He's a fucking
Dice rules because
good. Yeah, he's a
I
fucking
think with
genius.
me because I'm sorry. I watched No Apologies from him.
Awesome as well. That's a good one as well.
Yeah, so that's the one I'm familiar with. But I want to go back and rewatch it again, just because the fact I like going back and remembering what I saw. Right, so it was a thing and I liked it. So I do remember that. And
on the second day the laughter died, it ends with a confrontation. Like there's a guy in the crowd and Dice is just leaning in on this guy. He goes, "I sucked your mother's fucking eyeball out and skull fucked her. How does that make you feel?" And he's just
oh my god,
ripping this guy apart.
Yo, fights.
He's like, "You gonna fucking come up here and fight me?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, fuck." And you hear Dice just go, "Yeah, motherfucker," and then it just cuts off.
Yeah,
and that's how the CD ends. But it's this. It builds for like a good 5 minutes until that crescendo.
Okay, so I have a story. Yo, listen, Coop. I have a story with this too, and I've told Rocky this before. I've never told you it because we just started talking. But there's this part when you go back and listen to the album. There's this part where he sings this Christmas song, and it starts out, "Suck his dick till the balls are blue," right? Suck his dick till you take his goo. Have a Merry Christmas, and he goes, tongue his ass and lick his balls and all this stuff, right? So I have this tape. Now, two houses down from me. Are you familiar with a guy named John Bellion?
No.
He's a singer. He sang All Time Low.
He's not gonna know that. He's mostly known for his writing. He wrote a couple hooks for Eminem and Rihanna.
Monster, the Monster song. So I'm at his house, right? And their parents are very, very Christian, religious people. And I'm over there with his older brother, and we leave this tape inside this guy's.
Oh my god!
Inside this guy's stereo. So we go downstairs. We're playing basketball in the yard, and all of a sudden, the dad calls us in, and they are hardcore Christians. And it's on the part of the song where they're talking about licking dirty asshole and all this other stuff that Dice is saying. Bro, what I'm telling you, he's like, "What is this? What are you guys listening to? What is this?" So fucking pissed off, man. I felt like such an idiot. But
how old were you?
We gotta have been maybe 13, 14 years old, maybe.
No, at that point, I would have looked at him and been like, "What do you mean? What is it? It's fucking hilarious. That's what it is." I had a similar situation with my mom, but I was like 10 with the Jerky Boys, the first Jerky Boys CD. And I'm listening to Uncle Freddie, and she was out, and I didn't know she came home. Now, are you familiar with Jerky Boys, Coop?
No.
Write it down.
I'm writing it down.
Definitely.
We're gonna school Coop.
When it comes to prank phone calls, when it comes to prank phone calls, there's the Jerky Boys and nobody else. That's the way it is. Once you accept Jim Florentine and Don Jameson, the terrorizing telemarketers. Write that down, too. They're fucking hilarious. They fuck with telemarketers the best way ever. It's genius. He actually got the cops called to his house once because they thought he murdered someone, and then another time he convinced someone that someone was breaking into his house and assaulting him. But he would have telemarketers call him, and then he would just fuck with them because they can't hang up. So he would keep them on the line and just do this crazy shit. It's fucking hilarious. But back to the Jerky Boy thing. I'm listening to Uncle Freddie. Now, there's one part in the Uncle Freddie thing where...
Do you remember remember those skits or no?
Which, the Jerkies?
Yeah.
Dude, I listen to them almost daily. They're on my iPod, so when it's on shuffle, they come on now and then.
All right, so when you tell this story, can you tell the joke with it or like how it goes or whatever?
Well, I can't do the whole Uncle Freddie thing.
Rocky,
the whole gist
Rocky,
of the
you know what it is?
Call
I haven't heard the Jerky Boys in so long. That's why.
The dad calls a plumber. And he's like, there's water all over the place. And he's like, "You guys said you were coming today." And the guy's like, "Nah, I said I was coming Monday." He's like, "No, you told me you're coming today." And then he's like, "Hold on. Maybe you talk to my son, Anthony. Let me put him on the phone." So he puts whoever plays the voice of Anthony on the phone. This kid's clearly like 6 or 7 years old at best. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Yeah, hi." And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, your Uncle Freddie? And he's like, no. He's like, Uncle Freddie died? And the kid starts crying now. So the dad grabs the phone. He goes, Uncle Freddie died? You motherfucker. I'm going to fucking kill you. At that part, my mother comes through the door. She goes, what the fuck are you listening to? I'm like, it's this prank phone. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? Starts flipping. I'm 10 years old. I have a CD where this guy's, motherfucker, I'll fucking kill. She's losing her shit. She didn't take it, though. I ended up getting to keep it, but I'm like, it's one of those moments where you're like, fuck. I hate that shit when you were younger. It was the worst when your parents got you on some shit and you're just like, I'm caught red-handed. What am I going to do?
Yo, can you do the Frank Rizzo voice, Rocky, or no?
The who?
Frank Rizzo.
Frank Rizzo?
What is it? What is it again?
There's the Frank Rizzo, and then Sal. You know the Jerky Boys because you know Family Guy, correct?
Yeah.
You know Mort, the Jew neighbor. God, that's the guy who does Jerky Boys.
Oh, really?
That voice is
famous
this guy called Sal Rosenberg, and Sal Rosenberg is one of the like iconic characters of their whole thing.
Really?
Such good comedy, bro. A lot stems from it.
I thought it was Neil Goldman, but I thought it was wrong. But I gotta look that up.
It's this guy Johnny Brennan, and then his partner was this guy Kamal, Kamal. They even have a terrible movie that came out. It's on YouTube for free. It's not terrible actually. There's actually a couple laughs in there if you like once you become a fan of them because there's references to the phone calls and shit.
Coop, they want to know. They want to know how old you are, Coop.
I'm 27. Going 20.
That explains it. All right, yeah. So you're more of a early 2000s.
I will admit, right now, my very first comedy album I think I listened to was Adam Sandler.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, I believe it's the one previous that had "Piece of Shit Car" with that song on it.
Yeah,
that's
how
they're all gonna laugh at you was his first.
Is that the one that has that song on it? I think
that had Toll Booth Willie.
I think so. Then.
Yeah, where the girls roll up and they're like, "You smelly old fuck, go fuck yourself." And he's like, "Fuck you, you fucking fish-eating fucking cunts." What happened to him, dude? Like, you listen to that album and you're like, "What the fuck happened to him?" He used to do this, and now he's this fucking wholesome, like, stinks.
See, that's why I'm writing down everything that you guys are telling me, because the stuff that you're listening to is probably way better than probably the stuff I listen to.
Oh, it's a lot heavier, bro. We grew up with such good raw comedy. I mean, fucking great.
Because we grew up in the VHS day where we didn't have, the internet, and you didn't have
all these things keeping rules.
So you would go to the video store and you would like just see anything. You'd be like, "We'll try it out," and you would find these hidden gems that you would just like, "Wow, what is this?" And then all of a sudden you'd get into this crazy warp of like, "I need more of this," and then, But back then it was awesome with the video store thing because you had to make a choice. With Netflix, you'll spend fucking an hour. Going through Netflix.
Your mom and dad gave you 5 or 10 minutes to go through the video store, and that was it. So you had to find
the horror section too.
Yeah. Find the horror with the look. I seen that cover. I was like, I have to watch that. Like, that was me seeing that cover at like 6, 7 years old, and I'm like, that movie I have to watch, and it became one of the greatest.
Look, you see over my shoulder there? We're hardcore, brother. That's a projector. It's a high def,
Wow.
It's a sick projector. The picture's crisp and shit. It's awesome.
Horror gets played constant on that fucking screen, bro. Constant.
Oh yeah, I've seen projection days when oh man, I used to watch a lot of movies back on that projection stream when I lived in that house. And
wait, hold on, Coop. I'm sorry, but have you ever been to like a video store like that?
What, for a projection?
No, like a Blockbuster or
not a Blockbuster, a VHS store where they used to have the little porn, like with the little porn
Frank's
thing in the back,
store or something.
No, I don't think so.
Rocky explained it.
Yeah, dude, you'd walk in and there was just one big room of videos and they'd be sectioned off. Here's horror, here's action, here's comedy. And then there was always the swing doors or the curtains. And it would be the adults only. And you would walk by it and it would like you could kind of peek in and you'd see a titty and you'd be like, yes, I saw a titty.
Yeah. They had a whole section of porn that they had in another room.
You'd see the one guy come out and you'd look at him like, ugh, you're gross, dude. you came out of the porn section. But back then, it was the only way to get it.
You had to work at it, right?
Dude, I have the story of it. You'd find it in the woods. Like we would, as kids, you'd hang out in the woods and shit and make forts, and you'd find porno in the woods. And this is the part that never dawned on me until I got older. You'd pick up this magazine and start thumbing through it like, oh, yeah, titties. And you and your friends are like, oh, this is awesome. As I got older, I realized, well, someone left that there. Someone jerked off to that.
It was
probably
messy.
Came on it. And now we're all fucking handling this fucking used porno mag. But at 13, 14, you're like, titties, I don't give a shit. But you're not thinking either that, some...
Piping and sharing.
Yeah. But some creeps, some greasy-head creeps in the middle of the woods just jacking it, and he just had probably pulled over and just had like the craziest urge. I gotta jack right now, and just ran in the woods like it was a bad piss, But
yeah,
just had to blow one out.
Rocky, if you was to have a magazine like that and you were in the woods, you would come all over the magazine. Like you would want to cover the whole magazine. So no matter what part you touch to that magazine, you're fucked.
Yeah, no, it's something you look back upon, and I'm not the only one. Every kid probably has the story of being in the woods and finding some kind of pornographic material. No, Rich?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You would just come across it, and it was like finding a fucking Rolex at that age. You'd be like, oh, dude, look what I fucking found, and everyone, let me see.
Yeah.
I think for us, I think it would be porn DVDs, right? So. Sometimes you would just come across one randomly out of nowhere, and then and then you would just brag about it to your friends. So it wasn't a magazine for us. Like I think it was DVDs for us. But
no, by the time porn DVDs came out, we were of age to be able to go and like buy a porn DVD. But at that point, you weren't really into buying porn, really. Like I was never one to go like buy DVDs of porn, or I just never really. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I always felt like walking into those places, I'd be like, what a creep you got to feel like just walking into that place.
No, you got normal and just watch it on the internet, right?
Well, before the internet.
Then.
Yeah, before the internet.
You get like a Playboy, and you would just deal with like a Playboy or like a Penthouse or something,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my father had a whole collection of Playboy, actually, that he actually gave me, and he would actually just let me just like look at it. So, a good father he was.
Oh, fuck.
You always had that one friend, too, that his dad had the stack of Playboys. And, when their parents would leave, you'd be like, dude, where's your dad's Playboys? We got to check them out.
Dude, I was at my neighbor's house when I was younger. I was probably like, maybe like 11, 12 years old. And we're fishing through his mom's drawers. And it's like the whole like 5 kids from the neighborhood, of like on the same block. And we pull out of her like underwear drawer a big fucking double dong.
Oh my god!
A double dong with the head on both sides. It was probably like this big.
How embarrassed was your friend?
Dude, he was so embarrassed. We made a song about it, and we would fucking sing it all the time. It was double dong. I love Scott's mom. Then we would repeat that same line over and over again.
How long until Scott didn't hang out anymore?
He shot. I don't know. He shot away for a little bit. I think. Yeah. I didn't see him too much after that.
Dude, we had this one kid. He was our best friend, and for some reason, never before or even after was there like a precedence of like we're gonna fuck with you. But it was during the whole baggy jeans era in the mid '90s.
Yeah.
And we all wore huge fucking pants, and he would wear these skinny fucking jeans, man. And we started calling them skinny jeans, and we would just relentlessly be like, what up, skinny jeans? Yo, skinny jeans. And then it just like everyone just started calling him skinny jeans. He stopped coming around. He got so mad because everyone was just, shitting on him for his skinny jeans. Today, they were completely normal. But back in, 96, it was like, dude, what the fuck's up with your skinny pants, You going to the fucking gay club? What are you doing? Some fucking hill figures and get a belt, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I still prefer to wear baggy pants just because I'm a big guy that just likes the legroom too, and I prefer not to wear tight pants.
Dude, you both got to breathe, bro. Some of these kids, what the fuck?
Dude, my wife told you guys yesterday if you were watching, I got fucking thick thighs, dude. I do. I got like big fucking legs, and If I wear tight pants, it's
Hot.
just between my balls, my cock, my legs. I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I'm all bunched up here. It's terrible.
The worst part for me is when I'm traveling on the Greyhound to sometimes go to shows in Vancouver or Montreal, but long trips are the worst when Greyhound, you sometimes get the rashes for like
rashes.
After like sweat rashes, sometimes for like being squished together for a couple of days straight. So,
can you explain? Hold on,
Greyhounds?
Can you go into detail? What are you talking about?
From where?
Have you guys never taken a 2-day Greyhound trip?
No.
What are these rashes and where are they on your body?
Sounds like a nightmare, dude. I gotta be honest.
I would say it is a nightmare, but it's worth the trip after because I saved over $100 instead. But after I'm traveling for over 2 days and I have to go shower sometimes, it's just the seats on the Greyhound are so uncomfortable, made of leather and that's just it just makes you want to sweat and get rashy sometimes.
You're not answering my question. Where are these rashes that you're talking about?
I sweat too much for sitting and like squished together.
Okay. What do you mean? Like you chafe probably, right? Like you mean chafing, not rashes.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's just after sitting over 2 hours.
Do you have a dollar in your house?
I have a dollar. Yes, right.
A doll.
Oh,
yes. No. Where are you getting these rashes? Are they in your crack?
What he's saying is, if he's chafing, so his thighs are like,
is it in your thighs?
And
that's
between
I like the leg room of when people get uncomfortable when you like put your legs too far out, right? It's like I don't like my legs squished together because
hold on, sorry. Real Rocky, his mic sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Yo, Coop, lift up that mic.
What?
The mic, lift it up. Throw it behind you somewhere.
Why?
The fucking thing's a prop. It doesn't even work.
Really? That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm like, dude, just fucking leave it there. He's like, listen,
Here, I'll replace it with a mic. Here,
I'm not using a mic either. I'm just using my iPad. Yo, Coop, word of advice, though. I see you got earbuds, dude. I got my fucking eardrum blown out the other night.
Yeah.
Get a set of real headphones, dude.
I will. I had one of those Budweiser Bluetooth ones, but they broke. So
yeah, especially since if like you're gonna take phone calls or anything like that, or have other people on, you don't know. Like when they first pop on, dude, they're gonna It happened to me the other night. It was nuts. So word of advice to everyone watching Coops too: don't get earbuds. Get real headphones.
It's been a while since I've done a YouTube podcast live or anything like this, but I think I might start my own telethon.
Yeah, you didn't even beg for any money. You said you were going to beg for donations tonight. What the fuck happened?
We have too much fun talking, right? So here.
So let me ask you something. I gotta ask you something, dude. Do you have like a 9-to-5 job, or is comedy it for you?
It's a part-time job. Comedy, I've got a job that's more flexible enough, but just it's only like paying like $11.75 an hour. So
now let me ask you this: what with the $100 that you're saving, what could that $100 be going to that you're not traveling for 2 days on a bus, like a plane ticket?
The $100 I could save. Fuck, I don't know. I sometimes put it towards more traveling to Montreal when I get to Ottawa. But
but what I'm saying is, like, you're sacrificing saving $100 to do a 2-day Greyhound trip, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to understand is, what's the other option with spending the $100 and not taking the 2-day trip? What's the option A?
Oh, it's just I have more money to spend when I get to the location, when I get to celebrate with a couple of friends of mine, old school friends of mine. I was 4, so.
All right, so that's the must-travel way. Then that's what I'm trying to get at, because I'm like, if you're saving $100 and you can fly, spend $100, bro. 2 days traveling, that's brutal.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I was trying to get at, because I was like, dude, if you're saving $100 just to do 2 days traveling instead of spending on flying. Spend it on the flying. That roadway is gonna fucking catch up with you.
It already has, because now I've been my back has been already killing me for years already. So
yeah. You don't have a car?
I got to make better choices.
Listen, Coop has to get his shit together. Bottom line,
he drive.
If you keep asking him these questions, he's gonna start breaking down because he needs to get his shit together, right?
I'll be completely honest with you guys about where I started this comedy thing. It all started with a DUI. That's just plain and simple. And then I'm just rebuilding myself back up from there. That's all. And
no, we've all been there, brother. We've all been there.
They hurt, bro.
Yeah. So it's just what from that day. That was in 2012. And I've been using comedy as kind of a distraction to kind of be on good behavior. And they told me after 4 years, the record would be expunged. So I should be totally clean now. So it was a different rule for me, but I've just been using comedy as kind of like rebuilding myself from an accident. That's all.
You'll get there, bro.
That's great, dude. That's awesome. Hey, this just in real quick. Sorry to interrupt things, but. We have a third person that actually does the show with us, John. I don't know if you know who John is. He just wrote on Twitter, I wish I was told about this once again, and who the F is Coop? First of all, John, if you came to work on Tuesday, you would know who Coop is. Second of all, I even mentioned it today in my Periscope. You saw, Rich. Where the fuck is John? He's never on Twitter. His last tweet, March 5th.
Get the fuck out.
Today's the 15th. It's 10 days since he's been on Twitter. So, come on. Get with the times, bro.
Yo, he has some fucking balls, this guy.
He does. A big set. A big fucking set. Doesn't show up Tuesday.
Oh, my God.
And then, he pulls this shit.
I'm man. Fucking
I think we're up for review again. I think it's review time, Rich.
Oh, my God.
Well, I thank you very much for even just once again even coming on the show, and for everybody that's watching once again, this is the boys from the Super Ugly Show. If you guys want to check them out, they're wonderful guys. Going back to some of the old school comedy that I used to listen to. Do you guys ever heard of Sam Kinison?
Of course, yeah. That was Dice's best friend and then nemesis.
Was it his nemesis?
Yeah. They came up together in the early days. And they both kind of blew up, but Dice definitely blew up more. But Sam was kind of the more. Sam was like a rock star, like legit rock star though. Like he partied and fucked, and like before that, he was a preacher. Like he legit worked at a fucking church. He was a preacher, and then just stopped doing that and became Sam Kinison, and then went complete rock star.
Yo, Rock, let me ask you a question. Now, are they both prodigy? Like, are they both Dangerfield prodigy of Dangerfield? No,
Kinison actually used to roll with I forget their name. It's this Texas group with Bill Hicks, Kinison. They were the something five. I can't remember what the hell they were called.
Because I remember
Five Horsemen of Comedy, I think they were called.
I remember Dangerfield putting him on the swimming movie.
And he was on the Young Comics thing, I think, also that Dangerfield used to do on HBO.
Yeah.
And Dice was on that also.
Yeah.
And like I said, they came up together, and then something happened where they like blew up big time with each other, and they each used to go on Stern and just trash the other one. I mean, it went on for years and years, and I'm not sure if they even made up before Sam died. Yeah. Sam, when he died, dude, he was completely clean, and he was like turning his life around. Like he was totally on the path of, I put it behind me. He got married, and he was that day, like I think he got married, or there was something that happened specifically that day that you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. And he's driving on the road in his car. He's finally sober, no drinking, no drugs, and a fucking drunk driver hits him and kills him.
Wow.
That's unfortunate, man. That's like it was the Paul Walker story where Fast and Furious, right? Where he was a driver.
No, that one's hilarious though, dude. That one's funny.
You're a dick, bro.
You know, I was hoping that we'd stop getting those horrible movies, but nope, they keep fucking treading those pieces of shit right out.
I love those fucking movies.
I know you do.
I think I saw the first two, and I haven't seen anything. I haven't even seen the one with the Rock in it yet. So,
hey, let me ask you this: you said you're 27, right?
Yeah.
And you're not American, so let's see the answer to this: the Rocky series.
I've seen the one where he fights Mr. T, right? I think that's the only one I've seen so far.
The worst one of the bunch.
There's also the one where I think where the manager dies.
That's the same one. That's the same one.
Okay, so that's the same one. I guess that's the only one.
You never seen
the worst.
You never seen the one with the Russian?
I guess not. Which one?
It's Rocky 4. Now, Coop, here's the thing.
Or Rocky.
Now
well, listen. Hold on. Before you even say that, Canada is red and white, but never blue.
That's why I just said.
Is that the case?
Because you're from Canada. So, I'm not completely disgusted with you because you're not American. So I'm like, I get it. Because in America, if you're American and you don't know the fucking Rocky series, you should be deported. Like, it's blasphemous. It's probably more blasphemy as a red-blooded American male than saying I don't believe in God. If you said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, good for you. Yeah. But if you were like, the Rocky movies suck, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face.
It's treason.
Murder you.
It's treason.
Yeah.
I need to research this stuff as much as because when I travel to America, if they're brought up again in person, they'll want me deported probably, right? So
most likely, and they'll know you don't belong here. Now, here's the thing with the Rocky series. I'll give you a very quick briefing. One is a legit film. It's is he still there?
There we go. Here.
Coop, you there, buddy?
Oh, sorry, I got a phone call.
Okay.
Okay, my apologies. I got a phone call in the middle of that. My apologies.
Here's the quick rundown of the Rocky series. Rocky Part 1, legit movie, won an Oscar. It's fantastic. It's not like, just a schlocky movie. It's one of the best movies ever made.
Film.
Part 2, films. Part 2, kind of in the same vein. To me, the way it ends, I really love it. And when I was younger, it was the one that got me the most. So to me, Part 2 is my favorite. 3, I think, is the worst. That's the one you've seen. 4 is the most watchable movie, not of the series, ever created.
Yeah.
Ever made.
You can watch it every day for your whole life.
Get tired of it.
Now I'm really regretting not being around this girl longer because this girl was a huge Rocky fan and she was the one that showed me. So we could have just had a whole Rocky marathon.
We have buddies that are actually over by you in Canada that do a Rocky podcast. Ryan and his brother. They're over by him on the West Coast.
Really?
What's that?
Rocky's going the distance.
Going the distance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. All right.
But they do a really great show. They had us on a couple times. They're great guys. Really, really cool. And they're right over by you. So small world, right?
I will gladly check them out. I'm looking forward to it. I've gotten almost a full cue card done.
Wait, hold on. There's 2 more. Rocky 5. Take it as a comedy, kind of. Like, look at it as like, all right, we got to find the funny here. And there's a lot of funny when you watch it that way. The fight at the end might be the best fight in the Rocky series. It's fantastic. It's a street fight. It's not a boxing match. And one of the greatest lines in the series is said in Rocky 5 with Mickey, "Get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you." Best line in the series. Rocky Balboa Part 6. Good.
Decent.
I'll just
Creed,
say that,
awesome. Another update. Tuesday, John will be coming in 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Super Ugly Show YouTube, and John will be coming in to say his goodbye to Super Ugly Show.
Wow.
So I guess John will announce his future endeavor. Is he getting?
Well, I just want to be the first to say,
John, we love you, bro.
We have an opening, and if anyone's available, we got a spot. So hit us up. Coop, perfect. All right. So, John, I mean, really, if you don't even really have to come in. I mean, you did it on the Twitter.
Listen, stop right now. All right.
No, I love John otherwise, but if he's got to leave the show, I'm not gonna.
John is gonna. So everybody tune in Tuesday. Everybody, we're gonna hear what John has to say, and we'll figure everything out from there.
Think everything's all right, or
I don't know. Maybe he's not all right.
I do apologize if he got a little bit jealous, but
no. We do a lot of shows with and without him, but I don't know. Maybe something's going on with him. I have no idea.
He's got this real fucking cocky attitude. We start at 7:30. John shows up at 7:29 and 45 seconds. If we're lucky.
And if he doesn't make listen, if he doesn't masturbate like once every like 2 days, he gets really fucking cranky, and you don't know what John where his head's at. So
we've been doing it with him for what, 2 years now, Rich?
yeah.
He still hasn't learned that he's supposed to talk into the mic. God bless his heart. I love him to death, but
Best guy.
Drives me nuts. I constantly push the mic towards his mouth, and then he'll literally, as if it's like on fire, I'll push it here, and he'll go and move away from it, like instinctually. It's very weird. I think maybe he, like, you know, as a kid, someone maybe, and he just doesn't like those type of shapes near his face now.
He doesn't like he doesn't like this.
Yeah, he's like, no, get it away. No.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? Yeah, we brought a dildo on, and he would rather talk. He talked into the dildo, but he wouldn't talk into the microphone.
Exactly, because it looked like one where
It was
the
a
microphone doesn't.
Yeah, it was a realistic
Like, if
one.
I'm not getting the real thing, I want nothing to do with it.
I bought a dildo for Rocky joking around on his birthday. It was called like a Spanish conquistador, and we kept it on the table. And John's just there while the podcast is going, and he's just staring at the penis the whole time while me and Rocky are just talking like normal.
Blowing it.
And so I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You can't keep your eyes off of the fucking thing. He's like, I don't know, it looks so like real. And he starts picking it up and shaking it around and playing with the balls. And then he starts using that as a fucking microphone, like a dildo mic, and he's talking into it. Best part about it is like they're a lot shorter than me, them two, right? You know, and the dildo has the suction cup on it. So I wet the thing a little bit, and I go up on the wall and I stick it up really high. And Rocky's like, dude, that's gonna peel the paint off the wall. Rocky's like, get it off before it peels the paint. And I'm like, no. And I do it. He's so pissed. I start dying laughing. He's like, John, get it off the wall. And John is sitting there, and John is really short. He's like 5'2".
John's as wide as he is short, though.
Dude, John is trying to jump on the wall. He's trying to jump. He's trying to jump, grabbing a dildo off the wall, and it's just one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen on the show. So fucking great.
You know, it was like when the big brother holds like the toy up with the kid. You know, but like I said, John's a big boy. Otherwise, it's just he doesn't have the height. Yeah.
All right, I got to turn the boiler on. You guys want to go? I could leave you guys on. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a few more questions actually because like I know you guys are you guys big Marvel fans as well or?
I am. Richie not so much, so it's perfect time for him to go. He honestly doesn't, like the whole Marvel thing. He doesn't watch the movies. I'm all in. I
thought this would be funny for you guys, just to get a look at the comic I have here. It's called
Harry Pothead.
Harry Pothead. It's for my dispensary. So if anybody
That's awesome.
If anybody would like a copy of this, just let me know. I've got this that I could just pass around to anybody. But yeah, so I just thought that because I saw you with your comic book ripping it up the other night, so I just wanted to.
No, he's one of those people that like will hang on to shit that he has nothing to do with otherwise, just because he thinks one day it might be worth something, like he did with that comic book and all those stupid baseball cards he was going through. Like none of that shit. He hasn't seen it in 20 fucking years, if not even longer. But with the Marvel thing, did you see Black Panther? I didn't see Black Panther yet.
I have not seen Black Panther either. I've been hearing a lot of reviews on it, but I have not seen it.
Here's my problem with it. And, I do want to see it. It's just I'm in no rush now because I learned that it is a 0% lead-in into the Infinity Wars, which is the next movie in this 10-year arc, 20-something movie journey they have brought us on. And the movie before the beginning of the end has nothing to do with, like, not even like a, hey, here it comes. Like, nothing. You get nothing from what I hear. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, I saw Thor. Did you see the new Thor?
That's the one. No, I have not seen that.
Ragnarok. It was really good, actually. It's the best Thor movie to date. And the way that ended, I'm not going to spoil anything, but they should have put Thor where Black Panther was, in my opinion. Because if you were going to have Black Panther with nothing leading into Infinity Wars, to me, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to do that. I don't know why they would do that. I guess February was Black History Month. It's Black Panther. There was all the black stuff around it. And the funny thing, too, is if you tell anyone you go to the movies and you say you're not going to see Black Panther, they look at you with like this look of like, oh, he must not like black people, or you're a racist. And it's like, no, I just want to go see a different movie. It has nothing to do with that, you know.
Yeah.
But there was like this very strong, adamant movement for the past few weeks of like, you have to go see this movie.
The recent Marvel one I probably saw was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That was the one that was released before anything else, or?
Yeah, I love that too. Guardians 1 to me is the best Marvel movie to date. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was the perfect blend of comedy, action. Like it was fantastic. To me, it became one of my top 5 island movies. You ever do that? You know, you're on an island. What 5 movies you bring in?
Oh yeah.
Guardians has now made my list because it's got comedy and action. So it's a movie with 2 things, and it's very rewatchable.
Yeah, I really love the soundtrack. It's probably my favorite part in Guardians of the Galaxy. They have so much music. That's just so incredible. And
absolutely.
That really shows that you guys had such better music. You guys had the better comedy. You guys had the better music. You guys were the original for a lot of stuff. And now a lot of our generation are just remixing things. You know, it's bull crap in my opinion. It's just nobody's original anymore.
Well, the music today, it's funny. Have you ever seen a movie called Demolition Man? I doubt you have. But it's a movie with Sylvester Stallone and this guy Wesley Snipes. They're criminals and they get frozen and then unfrozen way into the future. And in the future, everyone just listens to like old commercial jingles. So when they wake up, they're in the car and there's just the radio's on and it's like a fucking Oscar Mayer Wiener thing, but that's what they play. And I feel like that's where we're heading because the music today is just, there's not even verses anymore. It's just a hook. They kind of repeat the same thing for 30 seconds and then back to the hook and then the same thing again and then hook and then it's over and it's a 3-minute, just quick, here you go. And there's no anything put into it. The only people that really are like putting anything into music nowadays, you're most likely not going to hear because they're not going to be the ones that they can sell to the idiot kids that are going to spend the 99 cents or $2 on an iPod because that's how you buy music now. And that's all they're going to sign and that's all they're going to put out there. So to find real music, it's fucking hard, man. It really is.
I'm a big fan of underground things, and that's why, you know, I'm lucky enough to have friends that have their own band, and I just use their music as sometimes my soundtracks and that. Richie, we're just talking about how in this day and age, your generation was all original, everything was better, music, comedy. My generation is all just remixing things, right? So
yeah, it's a shame, but at least we
listen.
listen.
Now the comedy today, you came up with Will Ferrell, dude. Will Ferrell has some of the funniest comedy movies ever made. Step Brothers to me might be my favorite comedy ever. Like it is fucking absolute genius, that movie.
You know, you want, you know, Coop, you want to know, you have an advantage though over us. You get to see things that we've seen growing up, but like there's so many hidden gems that you have no idea that you're going to discover within the next 10 years if you just keep your mind open to it. Those things that you're writing down, that you said that you're learning from us, you're going to go into other realms of these things, and you're going to find some really great stuff that you're going to really enjoy.
Yeah, that's why I love just learning new things and trying to educate myself rather than what I've been, the society, or not the society, but just the environment I grew up in where I was just so basic. I was just going to school, coming back, doing chores, going to school, going back to going chores. Now I'm open to just learning things, right?
See, the problem with the younger generation, at least for movies, is trying to introduce them to something earlier from the 90s or the 70s. Some of the horror doesn't hold up because of the effects, or some of the action movies, you know, they don't have the look of today's movies. So it's hard for them to watch it and believe it. But we came up with it, so it was all we had. So you were just like, oh, this is the movie. You know, you didn't think anything of it. But
I think I probably the perfect example what you're sorry for cutting you off, but there's a I watched. Have you guys ever seen the Genesis movie? Or not Genesis, but the band Genesis?
Yes.
Okay, there was a music video I was watching of Invisible Touch, right? And I think it's basically them just with a basic camera of them just dancing on a stage. But I was looking at the video and the movies and the stuff that we make today, and I was just looking at it. It was like, wow, I can't believe that the way that they had to live, and yet the way that you guys look at it is probably one of the most incredible things.
No, dude, I'm sorry. I gotta stop you right here. I say to my daughter all the time, music videos today, for one, are non-existent. The music video was an art form in our generation. Yeah. MTV ruled. 10 years old to 30 years old, MTV ruled shit. Music videos, you had Michael Jackson Thriller that was an epic. It was like a movie almost.
It changed the Michael. Let me explain something to you. What year did that come out? 1985, Rock?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay, so at that time, I'm 7 to 8 years old, so I remember this day to the T. They premiered it at night. My whole family was sitting around the tube TV waiting for this premiere to come on.
It was an event.
It was a fucking
MTV,
event.
Like hyped it. It was an event.
Everybody tuned in to watch this video because it was something that nobody has ever seen before, and it was the production, the makeup, everything. It was MTV was starting to get popular when they did Thriller. MTV went on some other type of like fame, important channel type of shit because.
Little fun fact about MTV: Michael Jackson was the first black artist to appear on there.
And the biggest. He made, like before then they were doing like Hall & Oates, and they were, everything was all good and this, that, and the third. And then when they did Thriller, like Rocky said, made it an event, MTV shot up and just became a monster. A fucking monster.
MTV was a thing where you would come home from school, you would turn on the TV, go right to MTV, and just leave it on. Like, because there wasn't shows. Every now and then the Real World popped up, or they would have like a show that would
but
come
this
on.
is before all
but
that too.
Earlier there was nothing. I mean, it was just music videos. They would have like blocks of like, here's pop music and here's rock and here's this. But it was music nonstop.
Yo MTV Raps, kept Rocky pressing record on the VHS on Yo MTV Raps. How awesome
Saturday
is that?
Saturday night, 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah, awesome. Fucking great.
I have to ask you this because in Canada we have something called Much Music, which is basically
we had that down here for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the Canadian music channel here in Canada. Here, that's probably basically similar to MTV. When MTV came out, was it just music videos? When did isn't that where Beavis and Butthead also started as well on MTV?
In the mid '90s, MTV started turning into what it is now. But it was good television at first, like Beavis and Butthead, The State. What else did they? The first Real World and Road Rules. You were like, wow, this is really different and cool. What else did they have, Rich? The fucking Ben Stiller show was on there, right?
Remote Control.
Remote Control. Yeah. And they had the spring break specials where it was just strippers for a week, and you were like, this is the greatest thing ever. I remember being a kid, and these girls would be in the tiniest bikinis, and they were legit just strippers. And they would have the Beauty and the Beast contest. Remember that, Rich?
Yeah.
And Ed Lover would MC it.
Yes, yeah. Somebody said pop-up videos. They used to do these videos. They used to put like these facts with them and stuff.
That was VH1.
Oh, okay. That was VH1.
Yeah,
but
then,
VH1 was like the lighter. Was like the light-hearted of MTV. It wasn't as like hardcore, but it was still good music. But MTV played like the extremes on both ends. So.
Remember, you know what killed MTV? TRL.
What's up, Rayshawn?
When they started doing TRL, they wouldn't play the whole video. They'd play like a minute and a half of it and then move on. Yeah. And that kind of became the norm for them. And then it became less and less about the music. Yep. But you know what Canada gave us that MTV aired? The genius of Tom Green.
Yeah. Headbangers Ball. That was their the Rock's MTV Raps Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, Ricky Rackman, dude. I loved Headbangers Ball.
Yes.
That was my shit.
Yeah.
But MTV back then, it was just, background noise. You literally just put it on and just, that would be it. You would just be doing whatever you're doing. And then every now and then you look around and see a video that was awesome and you'd be like, all right, I'll stop for a minute and watch this. But the videos back then were fucking,
so good.
They were like productions. They were big produced.
You Yo, Rocky, I'm sorry. You know what I seen the other day? Remember how they used to introduce the HBO when and they would bring the camera through the valley, and they would go around the letters with the light going around the HBO. Okay.
Yeah, I remember even before the valley, it was just the letters, and it was like colored lights kind of going around it. Yeah. Same song, and then they added the valley a little bit after.
Now, understand this: we had about maybe 30 channels, okay, and there was always something to watch. Today, you have 900 channels with nothing to watch.
There was always something to watch because you settled. Because you would sit there and go, all right, I guess I'll watch this.
No, there was always...
No, but dude, now you have too many options. So you don't find something on TV. All right, I'll go check Netflix. I don't find nothing on there. I'll go check the Amazon. I'll go check Hulu. I'll go check the Fire Stick. I'll go check my DVDs. I'll go look at YouTube. I'll go through Instagram. You have so many other options where it's like, fuck it, I don't have to sit here and watch this. When we were kids, there was no iPads, there was no phones, so it was like, this is my entertainment, is the TV, and that's it.
Yeah,
I think what a big change is happening now is now that when satellite and cable was all fancy back then, we have all 900 channels like you were talking about. Now it goes to interactive, where people like on social media, like us, there are people that want to be interactive with shows as well. I think that's why they're kind of more towards watching stuff on the internet and on mobile phones rather than just sitting on a TV for a TV show. Rather than they want to be active, right? So,
well, you know what it is. Everybody's in their own thing now. I mean, just picture in my house. You see the tube TV, all right, and the couch, and the whole family's on the couch. My dad's smoking Marlboros right next to me, but the whole family is fucking hanging out together. Now everybody's in their separate room on their separate device, watching their own separate show, and everybody's connected, but everybody's disconnected in real life. It's fucking weird. Growing up, it's two different worlds. Old America, I always say it. Old America is old America. It's just two different worlds.
Rich, were you a floor sitter or a couch sitter?
Either or.
I love the floor. I would get a pillow, put it up against the coffee table, and just sit right there and just lounge. That was my spot.
Yeah, but
I just want to say that we're just getting over the hour mark. I want to thank you guys for just being on here, and I'm not sure how long do you guys usually do your shows for? Until we stop, honestly. Like we just, until we run out of steam, we're just like, all right, let's end it here. Our he's not really our anything. The guy we deal with over at Russo's channel, Jeff Lane, he used to email Richie all the time, and he would be like, you guys got to cut down the time. And we'd be like, all right, we're going to cut down the time. And then we go even longer that week, send it into him. That's dope.
Rocky?
That's awesome.
This is old retro VHS, baby.
5 wasn't even out yet.
No, but I have 5. Actually,
that's a nice set right there.
I have 5 in this.
Wow.
Is that a Blockbuster sticker on it?
The one from 5 is a Blockbuster, and the rest are originally from this set.
Yeah, I have a couple VHS laying around somewhere. Godfather 1 and 2 and 3 somewhere.
Fucking cool shit, bro.
Yeah, I missed the good old days of that.
Yeah. Man, like the only retro stuff that I have cherished when I was a kid was probably an old Barks Root bottle. That's probably maybe about like 10, 12 years old.
Yeah, I mean, even Nintendo, the first Nintendo was a phenomenal thing, man. It still holds up to this day because today gamers and they still play it, and it's still respected today. The original Nintendo. If you say Mario Brothers, the original Mario Brothers, to
all right, but Rich, here's the thing: it's respected, yes. Is it fun to play for about 5 to 10 minutes every game, and then you're like, all right, I've had enough of this. Let me go grab my PlayStation 4.
There's exceptions.
There's not.
Yeah, there is. Metroid,
on regular Nintendo,
Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and Super Mario Brothers Part 2, and
R-Type. I don't know if you guys ever played R-Type with
Love R-Type. I have it on my PlayStation 3. I was playing it recently.
Yeah, that's a big game that I grew up with a couple of friends where we just take turns trying to get past the levels with that.
Dude, when you get your PlayStation, let me recommend this then. It's a game called Resogun. Resogun. It's like R-Type, but not like R-Type, but it's a space shooter. But trust me, dude, it's fucking awesome. It was one of the first games to come out with PlayStation in 2014. I still play it to this day.
Yo, real heel. Sega Genesis was awesome. Remember fucking Altered Beast, the one that came with the whole set? Altered fucking Beast. That was great. Kung Fu. I have that right here in my because I still play old Nintendo. So yeah, I have Kung Fu. I'm reading the chat. That's why I'm talking to you.
Are you talking for Genesis thing for Sega?
What?
Oh, I think
no. Kung Fu was for regular Nintendo.
Yeah,
it was literally just called Kung Fu. It was the most basic game ever, where you just went from one side of the board to the other, and pretty much all you did was sweep, and just sweep through the entire level.
Yeah, you know what? That was a ripoff of Bruce Lee's Game of Death. Rocky, am I saying that right?
Yeah, it was like the levels. Yeah, it was Game of Death.
Yeah, but it was like a video game version of it. And these little I don't know. Again, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. There was this old game that with the Sega, the old handheld Sega game, and there would just be this character, a basic game where you just pick up this giant rock. I think this was the very first game I actually played, and you would just take this giant rock and you would just go around and just squish little bad guys like that. It was the easiest game, and it was like an old caveman kind of thing. I thought that's what the Kung Fu game was originally.
No, this was just it was not. Looking back on it, it's a piece of garbage. It's not good. Most of the Nintendo stuff was like I play it and I'm like, why the fuck did we play this? This is terrible. Either it was terrible or it was made like completely impossible, where it was the most frustrating fucking piece of shit you've ever played in your life. Or they would give you a game and you'd be like, oh, cool, Friday the 13th. And with no explanation to it whatsoever. And the game would make zero fucking sense. They wouldn't lead you in any direction. It was chaos. It was chaos and just horrendous pieces of shit. But you didn't realize it until, now that we have what we have now.
And they're putting out a Rampage. I have Rampage here, actually. Putting out a fucking Rampage. Rocky, I'm going to show you.
Rampage was that animal game where you go around and destroy buildings, right?
Yeah, there was a lizard, a gorilla, and a wolf. The Rock's got the movie coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, I went to the arcade and played that game. That was a lot of fun to play back in the day.
That was a great arcade because the cabinet had 3 positions, so you could play with 3 people, where typically most cabins only had the 2.
Yeah. Oh, it's too bad I don't see too many arcades like that anymore. There's one in Vancouver that I still go to, and it's only 25 cents to play those games, and I still play Buck Hunter.
Yeah. I don't have any arcades other than Dave & Buster's. Out in the city, they have like these retro bars with old school games and stuff, but out on Long Island, you got Dave & Buster's, and that's it. That's a piece of shit.
I remember getting this is such a bad game.
And even as a kid, Richie, I remember waiting forever. I was like, I cannot wait to get this. It was like my birthday or Christmas. And I got it. And I remember after playing it for 5 minutes, I was so disappointed with how shitty it was.
Pro wrestling was such a
fucking blows.
Pro wrestling was such a better wrestling game. All right, Rocky, how about
Starman
this?
for life.
Yeah, Starman. I was a Fighter Hayabusa guy.
No way, Starman for life, bro.
He used to do that fucking back brain kick. All right, I'm gonna show something right now, and Rocky's gonna get a boner, and then Rocky's gonna put a challenge out there to the world, and it's because of this.
Oh, I'll murder anybody.
Oh, Tetris, nice.
I'll murder anybody. Anyone who's watching, if you want to come challenge me on PlayStation, hit me up on my Twitter. I'll give you my PlayStation name. I'll fuck you up gladly. Gladly.
Yo, he's fishing. Rocky's been fishing for an opponent for like 3 years. He's waiting
my entire life. My entire life.
Yeah, he really has been. He baits people. He wants somebody to play him in Tetris all the time, and he's willing to take challenges.
Bring it up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm really good," and I'm like, "Oh, you good? Okay, yeah, let's play real quick." And then it's just it's a fixed fight. Massacre.
It's a fixed fight.
It's a massacre. Yeah,
he's still trying. Does it to me like he's just like, "Oh, you want to play some Tetris?" It's like, oh,
But at this
not
point,
that
he
bad.
knows he's just playing for himself. Like, you're not competing with me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's no point of even thinking that.
No,
So, but we're at least playing a game together. It's just,
it's not fair.
I was lucky enough where the old school Game Boys where I think the original Game Boys had that Tetris game for it. So
it came with it. That was the game that came with the system.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we grew up with that, just playing it whenever we went to the.
They're talking about this in the chat, so.
Double Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah,
go back and play that now. It plays like shit.
Yeah. But I got Super Tecmo Bowl.
Final Fight perfected the side-scrolling fighter and Streets of Rage.
Yeah, I got Contra. I got Contra back there too.
Yeah, all right, we get it. You got a bunch of old games.
All right.
I'm looking for Tecmo.
Rocky, go fuck yourself.
Imagine I sit there, Rich, and I'm like, I got a couple DVDs over here, and I start going through every single one. Dude, real quick, if to give you an idea, if I decided to do that, that's one wall.
The podcast won't end. It'll stay on forever.
DVDs. Here's the other wall.
Oh my god, it reminds me of my.
It's just never.
I had like nonstop DVDs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, I have like 1,000 and change. It's an insane amount. I had built a wall unit for just movies.
Yeah.
Do you get angry if you see one of your DVDs missing?
It doesn't happen.
Okay.
Nobody touches them. They're an outdated thing already.
Yeah, and they're already exactly like we come down here now. We'll throw them on in the DVD player and put the surround sound on and watch a movie the right way. But I mean, typically Best Buy is almost done selling them. You can get them on Amazon, but
people stream them.
Stream. Everyone streams, and I hate it. I like the physical because put it this way: say your cable goes down, your internet's down too. Then right. So now you can't fucking stream anything. You don't own a DVD. There's no TV, but you have electric, right?
Coop, you're not going to be rude if you're smoking while he's talking.
No, I'm just loading one.
Oh, okay.
But so if we still have power, we're capable to now watch. I mean, years of fucking shit if we needed. I mean, there would never be a thing like that, but
See, I have something similar like that, but mine's like one of those hard drives, and 1 TB, 2 TB hard drive that I have like thousands of movies, like maybe like 1,000 and a 1,500 movies on, and it's like cheating. I have like a fake library, but at least I still have the actual thing that, like you said, if the power goes out, there's no internet, I still have movies.
Yeah. All right. Listen, guys, I'm gonna bow out right now. I'm gonna go hang out with my daughter.
We're all bowing out.
I'd like to personally, if you guys like, we can end this tonight, right now, because it's been over an hour, and I've never broadcasted for over an hour before for a podcast. So I want to thank.
Easy we make it. You see that? It's just let's do it. Fucking turn it on. You got two professionals here, and we fucking rock and roll for you, Coop.
Officially professionals. Officially on podcast one professional. Might I add?
Oh yeah. Hey, well, sorry, you were cutting in and out a little bit while you were saying your part there, but I really appreciate you both because just even coming on the show today, and I really would love to do more work with you guys and come on my show anytime you guys want. And I'd love to help you guys out more as much as I possibly can. So,
absolutely, brother. You're always welcome to come on our show. So, the Coop, I want to say thank you. Dick Morris, see you Tuesday night, brother. Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m., Super Ugly Show. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. We take phone calls. The chat's going crazy. Call in, hang out, fucking check us out, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And Wednesday night, Big Vito Brand. The Super Wifey Show, the wives of the brand. My wife, Richie's wife, and Big Vito's wife are doing a show first time Wednesday night, 8 o'clock
Right.
Eastern Time. Check them out also. And Coop, it's been a pleasure, brother. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you more. And like I said, our door's always open. Just feel free to pop in whenever you want.
hey, well, I just want to keep getting better and just finding those good people in the world. That's all. And Richie, I want to thank you for even just doing this for me after without you none of this would be happening, so
It's all good, bro. It's all good. So,
Now, he's good at pushing buttons, so
yeah.
way to go pushing the buttons again, Rich. Love you, buddy. All right, guys, I'm out. Take it
Later,
easy.
bro.
And Richie, why don't you give yourself a quick plug as well about where we can find more Ugly Show, and thank you for just even being here again.
All right, hold on. Let me just get you on screen here. Oh shit, I fucked everything up. All right,
It's all right.
I was doing so good too.
No, it's okay. This is basically
Super Ugly Show, one word, Super Ugly brand too. And you guys just subscribe. Yo, and listen, Coop, yeah, go ahead, squeeze your head in there.
Yeah.
Tell these guys to follow my Discord. I just got on this thing. We have no people on Discord. we got nobody on Discord. Please go on our Discord. I want to learn how to use it, but I need people to be on there to figure out how to fucking use it. So if you can help me out and add me to the Discord, I add back. Twitter also, I subscribe back. And our YouTube show, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time live.
I will certainly tell you how to work the Discord thing. All you need to do is just share the link to your people in a private link, and then people can just add themselves into your chat room.
Yeah.
I'll definitely show you around. And definitely thank you, everybody in the chat room. I see you guys all that have been in there. It's been a fantastic night. And Richie, I would love if you liked to keep doing this a lot more on my channel as much as you like. I look forward to just helping you out as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, keep in touch, man. All right.
Hey, thank you very much, Richie, and everybody on the chat room and everybody watching. Thank you very much to The Ugly Show for being my guest today. And to all of you watching, have a great day.